Hello and welcome everyone to episode number 3 of the Passion Podcast. Today we have a very special guest, someone that I have the pleasure of meeting for the first time today virtually. She is 19 in her first year in college, and she has quite the story that we're really excited to talk about today. Now you could say TikTok famous somewhat. And so we're so excited to be having her. It is Anna. Anna, how are we doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. I am very, very good and glad to have you and excited. This is new for me, trying this out. And it's an interesting story of how we kind of met. I saw, we obviously just started this show and I saw your TikTok on my For You page and I was like, this is perfect. I might as well reach out. And you were nice enough to respond. Usually people don't respond. So thanks. And here we are. So very, very excited to have you. And yeah, let's get started. We'll hop right into it. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us just a little bit about your story and who you are.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's really been surreal. Well, like you said, I'm 19. I'm in my first year of college. I was born in Canada. I grew up there, and my family moved to Indiana, where I'm living now with my family, August 19. I actually took a separate senior year there, and I have 2 diplomas in my closet, so that's fun.
Special flex.
So yeah, I started TikTok like I want to say January 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a little bit. Well,
Hmm,
because everyone was on it when it was Musically, and then I deleted it for a little bit because that was considered cringe. Um,
indeed. And now it is mainstream.
oh no, yeah, it's still cringe. No, I'm kidding.
Awesome. Well, today we're talking about film. That's your passion. That's your love. So I want to start. We'll definitely get into to your recent success and some of the things that have been happening here. But I want to start from the basics. Kind of tell me a little bit about where you kind of first discovered your love for film.
Absolutely. So I always grew up watching movies. I had a terrible attention span at school, but for some reason, I always had my attention glued to the TV growing up watching Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, etc., all those great shows. And I love them so much. And I always like playing pretend with my friends. And so when technology started to come out and we could hold cameras, like record movies in our hands, I always had my hands on a camera and I was always recording my friends. We recorded films in our backyards when we were super, super young. I have found some of the oldest films that I have directed, and they are absolutely atrocious. But I can't believe that someone that young could have come up with some of the ideas that I came up with. Like, it was insane. Yeah, so it's kind of been just an ongoing thing ever since I was really little. Ever since I can remember, it's always been like a piece of me.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So what in general, what is important to you about film? Watching film, directing film, what it to you is the importance of it?
Honestly, it's the outreach and the storytelling that comes from it. Film has the ability to do so much. For some people, they use it as an escape, they use it as a way of entertainment, trying to live a life that they don't have, for example, like Marvel movies or Disney princess films. Like, you always want to be those characters and you can see yourself in those characters. Or they're a good way of exploring humanity and how we approach certain things, with like super complex films like The Shining or even Joker, like those in-depth films that really help you to understand the level of human emotion and the complexity of who we are as human beings, because that's mostly what the study of film is just the different ways that we approach certain situations, whether it's in cartoons, animated films, live action, even musicals. It's all a study on the human race. And I find that so incredibly fascinating.
Yeah, that's so cool. So cool. So I know, at least according to your viral TikTok, You recently, I think in the last year, won your first award, directing award last year. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little, first off, congratulations. And,
Thank
and
you.
just tell me a little bit about that. What was the award, the feelings, emotions? Take me through that.
I still can't believe it. So I grew up in a Canadian high school, going into Canadian schooling, and throughout all those years, I never really won any specific awards for myself because in Canada they have like a different scale. In America, you get handed out awards willy-nilly just for showing up.
As an
But I
American, I
always
can attest to this. That is true.
definitely you so ribbon. Yeah, and so uh I always wanted awards. So in Canada, when you won awards, it was a huge deal. Like it was so specific. And I always wanted one, but for some reason it was always out of my reach. I was an actress for a number of years throughout all of high school. I always wanted acting awards. That's all what I wanted. I just wanted acting awards and I try so hard and I just be so close and never get it. Well, I'm started directing. I always did it on the side in my own kind of little world. I never really had that as a big part of my high school experience besides film class and on my own at my house with my friends. I had a vlog for a little bit on my YouTube channel, which is also in a million. Go figure.
I was about to
But
say, plug it. Go follow her YouTube page. Check out her vlogs.
yeah, also my short films are on there as well, but irrelevant. Yeah, and so I always was kind of after that, and I kept thinking, I was like, well, maybe there's something around the corner. Maybe the reason that I'm not getting it now, and I'm a Christian, so like I kind of attributed that to God's got something for me later down the line, like something's coming. Like I had that feeling. Well, then I moved to Indiana. I moved to this place, and I went to a brand new high school. I didn't know anyone. I was accepted into the theater department so fast. I got to have my first main-ish role in a musical. I played the evil stepmother for our production of Cinderella, of all things. I never played an evil character before. I directed my short film Face to Face, also on my YouTube channel. And I submitted that to the Indiana Thespian State Conference for, well, I guess 2020. It was 2019, 2020. Because it took place January 2020. And we got to go out there, and being there, there was, I want to say thousands of, a couple thousand of kids. Like there was a lot. It was in the, like the entire state of Indiana had schools there from all over. And in this giant auditorium full of all these kids, they start calling out these awards. And all of a sudden we get down to the video awards, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is, I didn't know how to feel. Like I was completely like numb. I was like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen. I could win this. And then all of a sudden I hear my name and I just don't believe it for a second. I was like, hold on. I turned to my friend and I was like, what did they say? And they're like, they said Anna, they said they called your name. And I just remember feeling absolutely, like it was absolutely transcendent. I was floored, and I stood up and there was all these kids yelling and screaming, and my friends were all like praising me, and I just, it, nothing like that had happened before in my life. And so I was absolutely dumbfounded. And then I got the award. And then they actually played my short film for all these kids on the final night in this giant auditorium. And at
Wow.
the end, I'm just like watching my movie and I'm watching all these kids around me watching it. I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone's watching my movie. And then at the end of it, everyone just bursts out screaming. And it was,
Wow.
I have no words to describe what I felt, just the power of all these people and all these random strangers coming up to me and congratulating me and telling me how good my film was. I just could not believe it.
Wow. That is awesome. I honestly, I obviously had no idea what the story behind that was, and that's better than I could have imagined. I'm glad that was a late edition question. I was watching a TikTok and I was like, I'm kind of curious about this, and I very glad I asked about that. Well, cool. And we'll stay on the track of all your successes because we just love to talk about success. And we're gonna talk TikTok now, because again, that's how we we came together, and that's how I found you through a TikTok you made. It has gone viral. I think it was at like 1.5 million likes. Something crazy like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
But and for the people watching, if you haven't seen it, it is more or less just a great TikTok, worthy of all the likes. But it is about her getting into film school, and working towards trying to get a scholarship. There's a scholarship she's applied for. She's still waiting to hear back on, and that is her, her hope to get that scholarship to go to film school. Because as you can hear, film is clearly her passion. So talk to me a little bit about that TikTok. Just, I mean, I have no idea what it's like to go viral on TikTok. So tell me about the feelings, the emotions. I'm sure people have reached out to you about certain things, and you have a GoFundMe and everything now. So yeah, just talk me through that a little bit.
Yeah. So basically I've had a couple videos reach at least 1 million views. One a year ago, which was just like a comedy video, and then they took down the audio. And then there was a second one that actually was a few months back, around the beginning of the school year, which was an acting video, which I posted. I zoomed in on me in the shower, and it was like a POV thing. And so I kind of knew what this, like, the sense of like kind of viral was. But it never got the amount, like I never reached this level of outreach. And basically when I was making it, so I just kind of get inspiration just scrolling on TikTok, and it comes and goes, like, the arts do. And when it comes to making videos, and there was that trend going around where people were like kind of telling this storyline, to this greatest showman sound, um, about like everything you ever want, everything you ever need. And it kind of, and I think someone changed the audio because I don't recognize it from the actual thing, but like they made it fade out at the end. So it
Mhm.
kind of had this melancholy feel. And I got really like into that. And I was like, this is really interesting. And I think I might have a storyline to go along with this. Where are my cameras? And I dug out all my old cameras that I used to use over the years under my bed, except for the iPad. The iPad at the beginning, that wasn't actually what I used because
Mm.
the iPad I got last year. The old tablet that I used to work off of is actually long gone. um, she broke. She broke.
Long gone.
But yeah, and I had my old camcorder that I used in early elementary school. I had the handy cam that my dad got mid elementary school. I got my first camera, my old phone that I used to film on. um I had all my old cameras, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the thing on how I really want to go to film school, because that was something that was really weighing on my heart. And so I did the thing, and I was like, showed. I even put my hair in different hairstyles. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but I put my
I did.
hair in different
Mhm.
hairstyles of what I used to wear my hair as growing up. Like I used to have like small pigtails when I was younger. I always wore my hair in like a bottom ponytail in the back of my head for some reason throughout elementary school. That's random and irrelevant, but still. And I kind of just put that together to this thing, and just kind of put it out there. And I didn't expect anything to happen. I because I don't know, like I didn't think anyone would actually see the video, because when I post things like that outside of, your niche or whatever it is on TikTok, it doesn't usually like go anywhere. So I did it kind of just for me. And then I posted it, and then all of a sudden, I think I put my phone down, and then I picked it back up, and I went on TikTok because my notifications are off. And then all of a sudden I saw 99 plus notifications, and I was like, hold on, what happened? And I went and checked, and the videos started climbing in likes and views. And I was just so confused. And then there was all these people in my comment section going, I'm praying for you. Uh, Manifest it, claim it. It's already yours. You can do it. And like all these people supporting me. And then within like a couple days, it was just, I was frantically like responding to comments, responding to DMs, trying to like talk to as many people as I can. I talked to you. I reached out as many as I can, because I just wanted people to know that how much I appreciated the outreach, because it is so impactful. Every single comment, I tried to see as many as I can. There's thousands, so I may have missed like a couple, but I responded to as many as I could. And I just couldn't believe that all these strangers were just liking and supporting my journey. Like, that's how I captured the video. I'm like, I thought I'd just share my journey. I just thought I'd put it out there. And then it took off. And so
That
many
it did.
people, oh my goodness, there's so many people, and like industry professionals were reaching out and giving me advice. I have a number of a woman who lives in California, who has been working in the film industry and now is only doing it as like a side job because she can't really handle the lifestyle anymore. But she still is going to be involved with it. She was like, "Yeah, and as a woman in the industry, I can give you all this advice, and you got to be careful of this, 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 and this. And if you ever need some support, if you ever need me to drive you anywhere, like just call me up." And I was like, this is crazy. And like, so the guy who was a special effects makeup artist and worked on like Scorch Trials and a couple other big movies, like I think a couple X-Men movies, reached out to me and was talking to me about like how like he got into the industry and was giving me advice. And I was just like, these people are nice enough just to reach out and give me advice. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then one of the biggest things that dumbfounded me was how many people said that I deserved it. That was the biggest thing that kind of struck me, was that all these people were saying, "You deserve this. We see how hard you work." And I was like, all these strangers can see how hard I worked and how much I want this from what was it, like a 15-second video?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I was like, I can't believe that people could actually see that from just 15 seconds without talking to me, without knowing my whole like life story. Okay, well, technically they kind of saw a little bit of my life story, but like without actually like knowing who I am or anything. Like, people even like were in the comment section and was like, "I don't usually comment on these things, but you gave me chills. And I really hope that you get this." And I was like, all these strangers, even students from the school I want to go to, were messaging me and hoping that I get to go. Some students who are going to be first years or would be first years with me, DM me on Instagram, and they're like, "Yeah, I really hope that we can meet up sometime, like at school." I was like, I still don't know if I'm going to be able to go, but yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is so cool. The power of TikTok, I suppose. And putting yourself out there too. I mean, there's a lesson in that. Do some stuff for yourself and you never really know where that'll take you. Well, cool. I mean, I got about 2 questions left. This is the one I'm most excited for after hearing you talk, because clearly you have so much passion for what you do. You have, a strong faith, which I absolutely love. And so I want to ask you this, and try and answer it the best you can, because it's a tough question. But
Absolutely.
what to you is passion?
Passion is passion is your calling. Passion is realizing exactly what fills you with this childlike magic and excitement that nothing else can, and really following it, because that's the direction that you need to take. That is the direction that you are meant to go. And you can't ignore that, or else you won't be as happy and impactful as you can be.
All right, Anna Bowald, everybody. That's about as good as an answer as you can get. Well, Anna, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for reaching out. I am aware that you probably had so many DMs, so many messages, and everything. And as you said, you took the time to respond to everyone, and we are very appreciative that you took the time to talk to us today. For everybody listening, go follow her on YouTube, on TikTok. We've mentioned it a few times. I've watched it myself. I promise you, really, really, really good content, really good stuff. So give her a follow, Anna Millen on
And a
TikTok,
million.
Anna Million on TikTok, and then the YouTube was
Also, and a million.
Anna Million. Makes it nice and easy. So go follow her on those. We'll have those linked as well for you guys to check them out. go follow her and follow along with the journey, because we're all watching, hoping, manifesting, like you said, and hoping for this scholarship. So again, thank you for your time. We're so very appreciative of it, and thank you all for
Thank you
listening.
so much.
Yeah. Any last words for everybody watching? Final words of wisdom?
Find your passion
There
and
it
don't
is.
let it go.
Trademark. That's perfect right there. Awesome. Well, thank you, Anna. Really appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. This has been episode number 3 of The Passion Project, and we will see you very soon.